Five men sit here together talking about brain, mind, behavioral, mental, physical, social, spiritual health, and well-being with a lens on hope, healing, and recovery from brain pain. We're going to sit here and we're going to have a conversation that matters. Join us for the HINESIGHTS Podcast for this conversation that could change, maybe even save your life. In the year 2000, due to bipolar depression, I leapt off the Golden Gate Bridge to try to take my life. By God's good graces, I got the gift of a second chance. And now we're here today to talk about how we can all find a way through the fog to move forward through the pain. Here we go. Join us.
All right.
Here we go.
Here we go. I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. It's okay.
We were talking about
this morning. So I was having trouble with my eye, and I couldn't see out of one eye. So I took my contact out. I thought it was my contact, and it wasn't my contact. Then it eventually went away. Then I lost my contact. I'm like, oh, God. And I have like -5 contacts, so pretty bad vision. But I'm like, it's okay. You know, there's a Warby Parker 4 blocks away. I'll just get another contact, and they'll give it to me for free, and I'll tip the guy 20 and make his day. So I took something that in the past would have made me like ruin my day and flipped it, because I know I'm going to make somebody's day by giving them a 20. And that was my dad's, Bruce Sargeant's. I love that man. He was the best. He lived life like a champ. Had major depression as well.
Your dad?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, big time. When my mom died, he was a mess. And he had it his whole life. But he always said, Jeff, you never lose money over tipping. And I do that all the time. And it makes people really happy. It makes me happy. And it's always a good thing. So I turned something that was going to be a potential day ruiner and flipped it to a positive.
I love that. I believe in that. Always over tipping.
Yep.
Because you never know what that person's going through that day.
Yep.
And you can make their day by helping them get a few more groceries at night.
Yep.
My Blue Heaven line.
What's that?
You seen My Blue Heaven?
No.
Movie?
Yeah.
Negative.
Steve Martin, Rick Moranis, Witness Protection Program.
No, never seen it.
Maybe more the I feel like I've seen it, but I don't remember the title.
Steve Martin plays like a mobster and he has to go to the Witness Protection.
Yeah, dude, I totally remember that movie. Yes.
But that was his line. It's not tipping, I believe. It's over tipping.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
You would tip like the flight attendants and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I mean, that's
so cool.
It goes back to Dale Carnegie, right? How to win friends and influence people.
Dude.
Like, these are basic principles, man, right? It's just following the golden rule.
Yep.
Which is so hard to do this day and age.
When I was first in sales, 2005, 2006, I read that book cover to cover, highlighted, underlined. I mean, it's, you can tell it was written in the 30s. There's a lot of, colloquial comments and stuff, but it was still to this day. It's like amazing book.
Yeah, so I work for a publicly traded company. My boss is the CEO, chairman of the board. I just had a one-on-one with him last week. I kid you not, like my action item was to reread that book.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to find it.
I have it in my office. I know exactly where it is.
Tell me the book title again.
So it's Dale Carnegie, right? World-renowned author, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Beautiful.
He's 90 years old.
Is he 90 years old right now?
But it's like a bestseller like every year.
Every year. Right?
That's a month. Have you read it?
I watched like videos on it and I read some of it.
Okay. All right. Our homework is to read the book.
Yes.
Come on, let's do it.
Or listen to it on Audible.
Then we'll or listen to it, and then we'll come back and have conversation number 2.
I like watching those YouTube videos where someone explains it and it's like how to use it, and you're like,
oh, that's great. I've never done that actually.
Yeah. And you can break the book down on AI even more on like now there's that Google Learning, what is it? The Google I forget the name of it, but it takes any book or any theory of study or model of study or any literature and breaks it down into like the 5 most key points from that piece of literature.
Really?
And how you can implement them into your daily life practices and how they can level up your life. So if they're like get rich books, then it's like you learn the best ways to grow your income. If it's like to be better soul aligned, you learn that. If it's to be better, more mentally healthy, then you learn that. But it's the best, most reputable, most evidence-based education for that topic. So you can even pick a topic, put in the topic, and it'll spit all that out.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like it's easier sometimes just to break it down, because sometimes you just need a quick reminder instead of reading the whole book. It's like, what was chapter 3 about, and how specifically can I use it in this situation?
Yeah. I've never watched YouTube videos about it. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you can put in videos for it to break down the videos as well, into that kind of stuff as well.
That's interesting.
It's like free college.
Huh.
It really is.
YouTube.
I mean, Dan Martell, the $100 million man, he's a friend of mine, and he sold all his SaaS companies, made $100 million, and then more than that. But he put out a message saying, schools are irrelevant.
Yeah.
They're completely irrelevant.
What is
he goes, you can input what you want to learn at the most intense level, and it'll give you an entire lesson plan for a semester of work.
Wow.
I think that the thing about school, you only really need it if you want structure and a schedule and a community. I feel like even leaving college was hard, because then you go into the real world and you're like, where is this people my age around me all the time, and where's this, besides work, where's the structure of learning?
And that has value. That's important. Yeah.
I mean,
Community.
that's the most important right there. It's community.
Well, that's exactly why. I mean, my son James, who this man helped save his life, 3 months ago, he's gotten into, I think, 4 colleges now, and $35,000 academic scholarships for each.
Nice.
Wow.
And I think he went skiing with his friends a couple weeks ago, and we looked at 12 schools last spring. Looked at Bucknell first, said no way. Don't want to be in the middle of nowhere. And we looked at Colorado, and I only looked there because I wanted to show him a big school to contrast all the smaller schools. And on our way back to the rental car, he said, "Dad, I love this place."
Oh.
And Boulder's just an amazing town, so beautiful. They have a bison too, which is like my profile when you see me. I stole it from Boulder. It's their buffalo. But yeah, and he decided 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Did he decide?
Yeah, he's going to go
That's
there.
incredible.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Good way to go, James.
But the community. The long story is the community is the reason why college is important.
Yeah.
To build those friendships and
It's not useless.
relationships.
You're right.
I mean, my buddies from Bucknell. I mean, what a small world. I mean, Tom is friends with my pledge master from Bucknell.
Is that the picture?
Yes. Yes. I was meeting him for dinner.
Yeah.
And he and his wife were there. My wife was there. Our kids were hanging out downstairs at this establishment we were at playing. What do you call it? Bowling. They're bowling.
Yeah.
Eating hot wings and bowling.
Yeah.
Drinking what are called Roy Rogers, which I guess is
I love Roy Rogers.
Coke and some grenadine and
Yeah,
cherry, right?
Yeah.
And I said, D-son, I got to ask you a random question. I got a feeling you're going to know this guy.
Yeah.
I said, if I said the name Geoff Sargeant to you, he's like, Sarge? How do you know Sarge? And I'm like, have I got a story for you?
Yeah.
How much time do you have?
Yeah.
But no, he and his wife know what I went through, and they were great friends and supportive during the time that I was sick. And his wife gave me a bunch of books, which were staunch Republican books. That I can say that here.
Yeah.
But they've been great friends.
I'm actually very moderate. It's just I don't want to get into politics, but yeah.
I've got a question for everybody. I'd like to start with Devin. I'd like to go around the room, and the only thing I ask for is 100% honesty, complete candor. Devin, how is your mental health today?
See, the thing about, I guess, my the world that we're in right now. It was nice when I was focused and present yesterday, and then I got on the internet, and then you get hit with politics. I come from the younger generation, so it's the generation of coming up on will we ever be able to afford the world we live in right now, and also will we ever be able to have families in this world? And that's been on my mind recently. So when I think about that stuff, not that good. But when I think about here and now, I feel at peace. But some days, I guess you said right now, but like last night I was just like, there's just so much shit going on. What's the point of all of this?
Wow.
I think society has their focus in the wrong places. I think the answer that a lot of us need is a lot closer than we think. We're not getting into politics systematically getting messed up all over.
I feel like the answer in some ways is faith.
Yeah.
In God and the idea that there's something way bigger than us here.
Yeah.
Well, someone the other day said they came to me. They were like, "I'm not going back to church."
Oh wow.
Because of everything that's happening. And I said, you can't have a world with God without the devil. And I think right now the devil is just speaking louder or has his hands in more hearts than God. And if we were truly walking with God and love and everything he's trying to teach us and show us, and that feeling of God is lit in all of us, the world would be the world that we want it to be. Whether, for God it's an energy frequency or it's an actual person, it's for the believer to decide.
So I've been all over the world recently, right? Different parts of the world, different belief systems, different deities. And at everyone's core, you just nailed it, is a yearning for deeper meaning. Besides, how do I get up, go make some monetary value, take said monetary value, turn it into food, water, and shelter, and then repeat that process the next day, right?
Yeah.
So whether you're in Saudi Arabia and you're amongst the Muslim community, right, or if you're in India and they've got a lot of different deities depending on, which part of the country you're in, or even the conversation we're having where we're speaking about God, I think at our core, right, everyone's trying to figure out what is the deeper meaning of being in flesh and bone. And for me, coming off the heels of an attempt to take my own life in June of 2024, I can tell you that I now know why I'm still here, and it's to have breakfast with you men.
Oh.
Yeah.
Love that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
And to be at the Stewart House where I was last night, right? Meeting with people who are in the throes of a mental health crisis, and they're questioning what you just said, Devin, but they're questioning it all, right? Like, why am I even getting up in the morning?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm worthless. And the I'm worthless comes from the disease, the brain pain, as you referred to it, Kevin. And, part of me going back there, I also go back to Main 2 at Silver Hill, Jeff. And I've made it up to the teenage floor, Main 3. Yep. Right? And these are inpatient units where patients are stable, but still in need of behavioral health care. And here's what I know from going to all those places when I was sick and when I'm well, is that the only thing that changed was between my ears.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's the only place that changed.
Yeah.
The building's still the same, the staff's still the same, the grounds are still the same. But now when I go there, I feel great joy. But when I was there, I was in great pain because of the brain pain, because of the disease. And I think what I'm driving at is, look, if belief in a higher power or frequency or faith can give you a North Star, then man, grab onto that. And find other people who believe the same thing. And don't apologize for it. Right?
I love that.
Because there's going to be plenty of people who are going to tell you that, one, brain pain's not real.
Oh,
Mental illness isn't real. They just feel better. Really? Just feel better?
Just feel better.
Sure.
Snap out of it.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
Your life.
Get over it.
Man up.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Go to the gym.
It's all in your head.
Yeah. I feel like
I want to hear from Matt. We're overpowering him.
Yeah.
all good.
Matt, brother, if you wouldn't mind telling us,
Yeah.
how, and we can remove your name, it's okay. Brother, how is your mental health today?
100% honesty, pretty poor. Because I guess it's, struggled with depression now that I think about it for lots of different parts of my life. But nervous breakdown 3 years ago, heavy depression, dug my way out of it maybe 6 months later, and then found myself kind of getting back into bad habits and stuff. And probably November of this year, it all crept back up again in a real hard way. And so it's been survival mode. And then, it sucks to be in a mode where you feel like I'm not living to enjoy life and get the most out of it. I'm just trying to survive.
I think you should seriously consider Silver Hill. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, that place, I was there for a month. I wasn't in main house, but I was in the other unit when I first got there.
ACU?
ACU.
It's the real deal Holyfield.
Yeah. And then I was only there for like a night. And then then I went to Barrett House.
Yep.
And it was 4 weeks. I exercised every day. There was a beautiful reserve you could hike on and reflect and be present in.
Labyrinth.
A labyrinth, yes. And they had these classes on DBT in the afternoon, and there were patients from 23 to 75. Everybody was amazing because everybody was going through the same thing. And we watched movies, we listened to music. I found one of my favorite bands from this woman who just graduated from the University of Denver called Camp, C-A-M-P.
I know.
And
Camp Radio.
Yeah. And I went and saw them in September at Radio City. I mean, it was an amazing experience for me. I mean, I was literally like, get me off of my meds. I'm ready to hit the world again.
Yeah.
So, but not only that, I mean, but it doesn't fix you, right? I mean, nothing fixes you. I'm going to deal with this forever.
Yeah.
And, but I have this, right? The community. And that's the thing that I didn't do when I was depressed, is I was so ashamed. I just isolated and drank alcohol and, had bad habits. And, I didn't want to talk to my friends. I'm like, I'm not working. Like, this is not me. This is not my identity. I'm supposed to be this successful alpha. And I'm weak. And I want to, end my life every day. So Silver Hill gives you a nice platform. They take your phone away and you just focus on yourself. But it's the work after, and having community like this. And the real is just incredible. I mean, those talks that we have once a month, we should do more than once a month. But, I do 5 or 6 Zoom calls right after that with people that I met on the call.
Yeah.
And it's connection. It's Kevin. When I made the decision not to end my life because of my son, because there would be an 85% probability that he would do it if I did it. So I'm like, I don't want to be selfish and end my son's life too. So I immediately just Googled suicide prevention, and Kevin's videos come up, and I watched 100 of them. So this man's responsible for saving my life too. So
Love you, buddy.
love you.
And you're responsible for dragging my ass. At least he didn't drag my ass, but I dragged my own ass.
To New Jersey.
To go see Kevin.
Yes.
And that was the best speech I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, brother.
I've seen a lot of speeches. That was the best speech I've ever seen in my entire life.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And it gave me a lot of confidence that I can get through this shit. And
Yeah.
to be honest, the last 3 weeks have been a lot better.
Good.
And
Good.
that was probably the depth that week when I saw you. But each week, fighting, battling, and finding optimism, and what do they call it when you're in depression and you can't find joy?
Anhedonia.
Anhedonia.
Loss of interest in
Anhedonia, yeah.
Like all the shit you used to like to do.
I was there. I know exactly
music
what it feels
or
like. Yep.
sports or hanging out with your kids, right?
I'll take it a step further. Sexual intercourse. You literally have no interest in anything.
Yeah.
At least I had that feeling.
Oh, I none.
I
Zero.
love food. I stopped eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Let's actually talk about that real quick, because people who don't live with severe depression or severe depressive moments don't comprehend what the science behind anhedonia. Anhedonia is loss of all pleasure, self, feeling, and love.
Yep.
And so this happened to me after a new doctor, used me as a guinea pig to try a new cocktail of medication
Oh, God.
that the two meds he put me on counteracted each other. But he thought he was so special that he was going to invent the cure to bipolar disorder. And he was highly recommended to me. And he was a very well-known doctor. And he put me on lithium, and which works for some people alone. But he added Ritalin to lithium, which is speed.
Yes.
I had no idea what he was doing. I was listening to my doctor, so I took the medications. And I immediately tailspinned into a darkness I've never seen before, into a 60-day suicidal depression.
Oh, God.
When I came out of that, I had 26 treatments of ECT, electroconvulsive therapy.
I've had it. I've done it.
When the doctors came to me and they said, Kevin, we have done everything we can to get this suicidal depression out of your system. Nothing is working. We're going to try electroconvulsive therapy. I was like, you're not going to lobotomize me. Like, no, it doesn't work like that anymore. It actually helps people break from their suicidal crisis when it's that deep. I did 26 treatments, which 12 is the max, but it wasn't working, so I had to keep going. They're shocking your brain very, very violently. My wife saw the first treatment and she couldn't come to the rest of them.
Oh, my God.
It was so violent. And luckily, after the sixth treatment, I smiled.
Yeah, but you're under anesthesia.
Yeah, but after the sixth treatment, I smiled for the first time in about 3 or 4 months.
Holy shit.
And then I get to this doctor and he puts me on Ritalin and lithium, and I dive into anhedonia. And I believe that I don't love anyone. I don't love my wife. I don't love my dog, Max. I don't love my dad, my brother, my sister, my family, my friends. I don't care about anyone. I don't care about myself. I told my wife I was going to go live in the woods.
Oh, my God.
And she goes, Kevin, there are spiders in the woods. And I am deathly afraid of spiders. I have a vicious arachnophobia, and I was going to go live in the woods with spiders. And I was like, no, Margaret, I'm going to live in the woods. And she would have to stop me at the door every time I would tell her I'm going to live in the woods. But all that levity aside, it was brutal, and it almost ended my marriage.
Wow.
And this is not something I talk about very often.
No, I've never heard this.
But it's apropos because Margaret and I have gotten through so many mental struggles and traumas in our own relationship because of my diagnosis, because of my disease, because of my struggles. And she's never let me go. She's never walked away once.
She's an amazing woman.
And she said she's always got my back no matter if I don't have hers when I'm not well. And she saved my life on more times than I can count on my two hands and my toes. And so we're now launching in a few months HINESIGHTS Podcast, The Love Effect, which will be she and I interviewing couples that are kind of like, public figure couples, but one of them is struggling mentally. Yeah. And the other one is their, for lack of a better term, some people don't like this term, but caregiver, or a person that cares for them and gets them to safety every time they struggle. But it's a give and take. And I'll end with this. The other day, I was here, for this trip in New York, I was speaking at an event. You were there.
Yeah.
And it was a wonderful event, but a gentleman comes up to me and says, well, what are you speaking about? And I said, well, we're talking about how loved ones can be there for you if you have been diagnosed with a mental illness, and how they can support you in your struggles so you can keep going. I said something to that effect. And he goes, well, let me play devil's advocate here. And he didn't know me from Adam. And he goes, how are you there for your wife when you're struggling and she needs a break from you? He totally missed the point
oh my God.
of the message we're trying to spread, it wasn't that I don't show up for my wife or any of us show up for our spouses or loved ones because we're unwell or we're in a depression. It's that it's a give and take. When you struggle, I step up. When I struggle, you step up.
Yeah.
You know, and back to Dan Martell and his wife Renee. I love how they put it. They work on internally themselves 100% of the time. So let's say you're Renee. Renee works on Renee 100% of the time, and Dan works on Dan 100% of the time. Thus, they show up for each other in a much better space together as a unit. It's incredible. But anyway.
Yeah, because if you're not where you need to be mentally and you're struggling, you're not going to be there for anyone else.
You can't give back in that moment. So the guy that had mentioned what he mentioned was kind of callous, and he was so intense with me, and I was like, no, that's not. Hold on, just listen to the panel, you'll understand. But Geoff, everybody went around. Did you say how your mental health is?
I did not yet.
You talked about something else, but how is your brain and mental health today? What's
Okay,
it really like today?
Okay. I mean, I'm grateful. I was really looking forward to this. Highlight of my day. I have a big talk tonight in front of a bunch of Bucknell students in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. So I'm excited for that.
Wow.
But professionally, a deal I've been working on for 10 months is delayed, and that's really hard. So yeah, I'm going through a lot, but I just I texted my therapist. We usually see each other every other week, and I texted him this morning, and like, I think I need to see you this week too, because I'm really relying on this deal I've been putting like my entire life into, and but the flip side is, from my talk at the Rathbones Impact Investor Summit that I got through the reel, through Sean's network. I mean, I have 12 Zoom calls this week, and all, family offices, venture capital, impact investors, and, I have a vision of being the banker on Wall Street for mental health companies.
You're helping us with issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, I'm really kind of focusing on that. The two big parts of my life are mental health, obviously, it wasn't 2 years, it was 3 years. It was 2021 through 2023 that I really fucking struggled. Sorry. I really struggled.
It's okay.
And even until like I got my new job and I was like in a routine and like, okay, like I have purpose again, I'm working, I'm managing a team, I'm mentoring people. That's when I really started finally recovering, and that was like 2024. So it was almost 3 years of just hell. And it comes back, I had thoughts last night when I got a bad message about my deal. I'm like, fuck, I've put all my effort into this and it's going sideways, so, but the flip side is I have all these, mental health companies like that I'm working with now, and, I'm gonna help them, with capital, and that'll, provide, monetary value and purpose and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm grateful to be here. I mean, I was looking forward to this for weeks, or whenever we set it up. I'm grateful for talking. I mean, I didn't know I talked like this, and I just keep it honest and real, and I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell exactly how it is. And there was a guy, Neil, who I literally just met a week ago, or a week and a half ago, and he posted on LinkedIn, he's like, that conference, that talk with Jeff and Mark was not like any conference I've ever been to. It's usually all nonsense, people just pitching, and they were like genuine, real, and he said it validated my life's work.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
So to wrap it up on you're safe.
Yeah.
But you're still struggling.
Yeah.
And you've got some looming deals that are wobbling.
But they'll
come around.
Yeah.
And I would say The lesson there is that what we do can't be who we are.
Right.
Our identity cannot be solely held on what we actionably do.
Yeah.
Our job is not, your job is not Jeff.
No.
Your job is not Matt. Your job is not Devin. Your job is not Tom. My job is not Kevin. But we are what we eat, and I just ate starch and meat.
What about you, Kevin? You haven't. I mean, you had a good talk, but how is your mental health today?
I have to say, I woke up in a really good mood. I woke up really early. I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning. I couldn't go back to sleep. My wife begged me to go back to sleep, but I was like, I had to get to work. So I got some work done. I'm really excited to film our new movie, Death Bridge, about the 90-year effort to end death at the Golden Gate Bridge and the 7 fights that failed since 1937 and the current effort that succeeded, and to share with the world, because honestly, we know what happened here because you've heard me say it before, but the rest of the world doesn't know. A great deal of the world doesn't know that the nets are up and that for the last 7 months there have been 0 suicides at the Golden Gate Bridge for the first time in 90 years.
Wow.
That's a massive feat. Something that for a long time no one thought was going to come to fruition. So, although a week ago when I first got to New York, and when I don't sleep well, not like today. Today was okay, but when I don't sleep at all, like the other day, before we left for New York, the night we left, I had 0 sleep, like not a wink, and I usually get 8 hours, and I get 0 sleep, and when that happens, my mind tends to go in a very dark place and consider suicide. And so it didn't hit me until I walked up to sit down on my panel, which I'll share the link for you guys to watch. The whole day was worthwhile watching. I showed up to the panel, and as I'm walking up the aisleway to get to the panel, I was like, I want to kill myself.
Oh my God.
And the thoughts just were flooding my mind. And I just told the audience exactly what, like you, the truth. I told them the truth. I said, but here's the deal. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to attempt to take my life again. And I haven't attempted in 25 years living with chronic thoughts of suicide. And the 2 things anyone can do, and you've heard me say this before, but for the audience that's listening right now, the 2 things you can do whenever you're suicidal is find a mirror, anywhere, and you guys do me a favor, repeat after me. My thoughts do not have to become my actions. They can simply be my thoughts. If they're dangerous to myself or others. And the second thing you must do when you're having these thoughts is turn to anyone willing to listen. And we all have a brotherhood from this table right now. So any of us can call any of us anytime. The second thing you do is you turn to anyone who will listen, or you call them, and you say 4 simple but very effective words. Repeat after me. I need help now. And the difference between me and you on this table, on this podcast, and everyone else who dies or attempts suicide or dies by suicide, the difference between us and them is that we won't stop saying, I need help now, until one person is willing to answer the call.
Yep. Right.
And there are 5 people here. So for every one person, there are 4 people here that will answer the call.
Yeah.
So my suggestion to everyone listening right now is find your 5 people that will answer the call. Find your 5 personal protectors or your superheroes. Tell them your truth and say to them, and you're going to have to vet people for this. This is not going to be everyone. Not everyone has the capacity to handle this kind of pain. So what you want to do is you want to find the people in your circle or build the circle from nothing, which is what I did back in the day, and say to people, hey, would you be willing to be my personal accountability partner? And when I'm struggling mentally, could I tell you about it? And would you be there for me?
Absolutely.
And I've gone to people, and some people have said, Kevin, I'm not equipped to do that. But with you guys, let me ask you guys all a question. Will you be those guys for me?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Will I be those guys for you?
Yes.
Absolutely. So I told that audience the truth, and And you know, I gotta tell you, Jeff, you were there. I don't know what I said at that panel.
I recorded it.
You did. No, they recorded it too, but I didn't know what I said. I was.
I knew you were struggling.
I was really struggling, and it's interesting because you can have two thoughts in your mind at the same time: a thought to speak and a thought you're actually going through. People don't talk about that too often. You can be having this conversation all the while having an inner dialogue about how much struggle you're really going through. Some of us at this table know what that means. And I'm up there on the panel thinking to myself, I just want to take my life, and I'm thinking to myself, I at the event I thought I had offended someone there and their principles or their thought or the way they thought about the world. I thought I had offended them by walking away mid-conversation, but I couldn't handle the conversation anymore because I was struggling, and I left it to my wife to continue the conversation, and I thought I offended him because of the way he approached me later. But it turned out, according to my wife and according to him directly, it was all in my head. It was all this paranoid delusion that I thought, I've let this guy down. He doesn't want to work with me anymore. Turns out we had a whole meeting the next day where he wants to talk about how we're going to work together. Like it just goes to show you that every one of our perspectives is not necessarily the absolute true reality objectively.
Yeah. Sometimes it's far from it.
If you have a fake crime being held where a guy in a brown long sleeve shirt and blue jeans and brown shoes steals a purse out of a woman's arm, and there are 17 witnesses around circling that situation, all 17 of them will remember the visual description of that man differently. He'll have a green shirt, he'll have a gray shirt, he'll have a blue shirt, he'll have blue shoes instead of brown shoes, he'll have green pants instead of blue jeans. It's wild how much our perception is not what's actually reality.
Right.
Our perception is our reality, individually.
True.
And so you have to, in that situation, when it comes down to suicide, if your perception is your reality and you want to take your life, remember that. If you think you're a burden and you're not a good person and you don't deserve to be here, could it be the opposite?
Yeah.
You are meant to be here. You're not a burden. You have a purpose. Suicide's not the answer. It's the problem.
I think for something like that, and thank you for sharing. Yes, thank you all for sharing. Is for that feeling like not a burden thing. I had to talk to my therapist about that, and it was a lot of like I couldn't see how I was positively impacting people around me. So it was always like, I'm just messing things up. And when anytime someone gave me a compliment or some type of love, it was kind of hard for me to feel it and internalize it in a way where I was always just like, they're just saying that, they're just being nice. And then, it's the internal work of like being able to realize love, to see love and feel love and give love and be in a place where I can even really sit there and be okay with these moments of, okay, right now life is going good and great, and I don't always have to worry about in the next hour, the next moment, something bad might happen.
Yeah.
It's sometimes there's an independent fear even in the good moments for me. If like I'm doing okay now, that tonight I might be like, this is what life is not worth living, and that sometimes scares me.
Good.
But that's okay to have those fleeting moments.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm trying to say.
How are you doing, Tom?
Yeah, how are you doing, Tom?
Oh, dudes, listen, I can talk with the best of them, be on transmit. And the gift for me this morning is just to sit here and listen in a community of men who are here for one another, right? And we only know each other because of mental health struggles.
Because of the real.
Right?
Yeah,
and to me, like that power community, like I was super stoked to come in for this meeting, and I'm doing more of this where I'm making my mental health my priority my oxygen mask, as they talk about on the airplane, right? Like, you got to put yours on first.
Absolutely.
Before you care for the people around you. And I'm learning to do that. I'm also learning, Devin, to love myself, right? And if you love yourself, you can accept love from other people. And I used to struggle with social anxiety a lot in the town that I live in, Darien, Connecticut, very affluent town, bunch of Wall Street guys and gals, PE guys and gals, right? Average house sells for $2 million, right? Just a lot of money, which doesn't mean anything at the end, right? I don't see a lot of Brinks trucks following people to their graves, right? But what it's given me the strength to do is like, this is my purpose is to be here with you guys. And I came to your event in Morristown, New Jersey, and I did speak because you gave me the courage to say, you know what, I don't know anybody in this audience other than Sarge and you, just from your story. But I'm like, if this man can share what he did 25 years ago, and I can share what I did 2 years ago, I'm going to do it today. Because if I do it here, then I can do it anywhere. Because I don't know these 200 people. And so for me, I'm shouting it, right? Because the stigma has to end. 1 in 4 adults suffer from mental illness in their lifetime. 1 in 8 women get breast cancer. 1 in 8 men get prostate cancer. What does that tell you? That means you're more likely to have mental illness than you are to get those cancers. And what does society do for those 2 cancers? They do Susan G. Komen walks. They wear pink ribbons. The NFL's got it on their shoes, right? You're seeing a little bit more of the blue ribbons for prostate cancer. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do those things.
No, we should.
But I am saying mental health, mental illness should be twofold. If there's a month for each of those, there should be 4 months for mental illness based on the statistics. And so where I come to it is you talked about your father suffering from depression. So I suffered my mental illness with treatment-resistant major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder from June of 2003 to basically July 10th, my 45th birthday of 2024. And I use that as my rebirth date following the completion of 12 rounds of ECT.
Wow.
I did 12 rounds.
I tried 12 rounds of ketamine prior to that. I tried transcranial magnetic stimulation.
I did all of them.
Right? So, and I can go on forever, man. Like, the courage to do those things came from conversations like this.
Yeah.
Like, people spend a lot of time talking about the car they're going to buy with people who own the car. Well, you should do the same thing with an intervention for your mental health.
Yes.
Like, talk to somebody who's outpatient, who's been through it, so they can give you their experience.
Yeah.
The issue with all of those things is they work temporarily, right? Like ECT, I felt good for like a week.
Sure.
Like, and ketamine, I felt great that weekend. I did it on a Friday.
Yeah.
Felt amazing that night, all weekend, and then it was gone. The only thing that works for me, at least, I'm not a professional, I'm not a psychologist, psychiatrist, is community and talking and like having discussions like this and talking to my therapist. And that's the only thing that works for me. I mean, I am on medicine, and actually Kevin, I was feeling so good a couple of months ago, and I was like, I want to get off my medicine. And Kevin's like, be careful, because I wanted to do that too. And I did, and I was right back in the hospital. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going off my medicine. I have 2 that work.
There's no award for not taking medication.
No. I have 2 that are working.
And if they work, if you have a better what's the word? If you have a better quality of life with the ones that are working,
yes.
Why remove them?
Nope.
To have a worse quality of life? Now, the problem that I have with it is these medications are designed so that when you take them for a long period of time and you get off of them, you need them.
Yeah.
And that's a struggle I have, that they're in essence designed to keep you on meds for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And there's a financial gain for the people who make those meds because of the way they design them. And that's the disappointment, that's the fact. But when I'm not on these meds, I have complete psychosis, massive paranoid delusions, and it is the worst feeling on the face of the planet because I constantly am in the belief system that people are out to get me, trying to hurt me, and trying to kill me. And it disrupts my entire ability to function, to talk to people, to engage in this conversation. I couldn't do it. I literally have to be in a hospital this entire time. And I've gone that route, and I finally found meds that work. So I'm going to take them.
Yeah, me too.
And if that means that they lower the quantity of my life, the length of my life, and that some of them do, they cut years off your life. I mean, so does asthma medication.
Everything does.
But I can't breathe without it. So I remember this is a similar situation. I used to take out my breather, and I would be on a bus having a violent asthma attack. I'd be thoroughly embarrassed to take my breather in front of other people because I thought it made me look weak. But like, if I don't take it, I would fucking die.
Yeah.
So I always acquiesced. I'd take it, but reluctantly.
Yeah.
And then I got to the point where I was like, as a young man, I was like, take my breather in front of anybody.
Yeah. You have to.
I have to.
It's
a necessity.
Saving your life.
Saved my life.
So are the psych meds.
So are the psych meds, in the sense of me not going and jumping back off that bridge or doing something different. And so there's no award for not taking medication. Just take your meds as prescribed with 100% responsibility every day at the same time every day, roughly. And yes, I understand that there are people that have tried every med on the planet and they don't work. I had to try 20 years of meds to find the right meds for me.
Wow.
But I stuck through it, and here I am today with all of you, which is a gift.
And we're so happy for that.
And I'm not saying everyone has to go that route. There are different ways for different people. Everybody's brains are different. Do what makes sense for you, for your mental health. Take care of yourself, and all I'm asking you is to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
So Kevin, you just nailed a couple things that I say to every group I get to speak with. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem, right? So you've talked about decades worth of battling this mental illness that you have. You talked about a 3-year run, right? Mine
really started in 2003 when my mom died, but I recovered. But yes. 3 years.
Okay, so spotty throughout,
Yeah.
and I'm in the same boat. I had 2 bouts of depression. One was major at 6 months. One was mild at 3 months when I was 37, I was 30. And then this acute episode was when I was in my mid-40s. But my point bringing this up is there's a way out of the abyss, right? And the sad part about it is all trial and error.
Yes.
Right? So unfortunately, yes, you're going to have to go through doctor changes. You might have to go through med changes. You might have to go through intervention changes. And recovery's not linear, right? It's not left to right like a stock chart just going straight up. It's a scribbly line. There's 2 steps forward. There's 1 step back. There's a good day. There's a bad week. Then you get it down to just the mornings or when you're depressed. Then you recover the rest of the day. And other people, it's a great morning, and then all the anxiety starts building up in the night, and then you can't sleep. It runs the gamut. But the key thing here is that you can manage it.
Yeah.
Right? You just have to put one foot in the other and live in a day-tight compartment and make it to the next day.
Yeah.
And just keep making it to the next day. Yeah. And have, like you talked about, 3 a.m. friends. Like when it's cold and it's dark and you're alone, you call the people at this table and you keep calling until someone picks up.
Yeah.
Right? And I have those friends because they picked up for me when it was cold and it was dark and I was alone and I was having panic attacks and I felt like the sheets in my bed were, on fire.
Yep.
Right? Just white knuckling it through the night. Those are the people that'll be at my funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note,
I want to hear from Matt.
Let's hear from Matt.
Yeah.
I mean, you talked about finding your 5 people who are going to be your lifeline, really, right? When you're saying I need help now, and I'm going to call one of these 5 people, it does take a while to find those people, and that was the mistake I made 3 years ago when I was really going through it. Was I isolated, spoke to my parents only, and a therapist, right? And it just felt so narrowing, like you were in a corner and you didn't have any community. You were all alone. So now, this time around, when I felt depression coming back, I got on it right away. Like, I let my parents know. All of a sudden, me and my brother are a lot closer than we've ever been. He's battled all kinds of stuff because I just started opening up, talking to people, and you find one friend who's super empathetic and emotional, and then you find one other friend who's practical and pushes you forward and motivates you. One person kind of just listens and is comforting, and the other person is kind of, pushing you forward, and you find these different personalities, which are going to be all of the strengths that you need and you have inside of you, but those other people represent maybe each one of those motivating factors or strengths or even weaknesses that kind of allow you to put things in perspective and help you get out of a hole. And the more I speak about what I'm going through and the more people I reach out to about it, the more normal I feel, the more I realize how many people are out there going through this. And like
Millions.
I never thought, after seeing you, Kevin, speak, what was it, early January?
A month ago, yeah.
A month ago, that I'd be sending messages with you over the phone, speaking with you, meeting you here for breakfast, trading texts with
you can use my name.
With you guys.
Yeah. It's okay.
With all yous.
Use 2 youths.
And, that has allowed me to feel better than I did last week and feel better than I did the week before.
Good.
And wanted to say one other thing, going back to your point about the ribbons for, breast cancer awareness and all those
We have the hats.
Other things that are great. But I think it was you, Kevin, who said, no one brings casserole to your house when they find out someone's husband is going through severe depression or mental illness, right?
That was Margaret. It was my wife.
Was it Margaret who said?
Margaret said that.
Okay, so shout out to Margaret.
Bring you casserole. They bring you casserole for broken leg, heart surgery, cancer, heart disease. But no one's bringing you a casserole to your house when your son just ended up in the psych ward.
Yeah.
Or you ended up in the psych ward.
Right.
Or
Exactly.
your fiance ended up in the psych ward. And so I think that's where society needs to shift.
Yeah.
We need to become that society. That when you hear that Sargeant's son James is back in the psych ward, you go over to Sargeant's house.
Yep.
You knock on the door and you say, "Come here, buddy, I got you."
Yeah.
And you give him a big bear hug.
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, your video and the guy that you got to send him a video, I made him.
You can name him.
I can name
You
him.
name him.
I don't want to name him.
All Thank you.
Logan Paul.
Thank you, Logan.
Logan Paul. I mean, when James watched, I made James watch Kevin's video
Yeah.
and Logan Paul's video.
Here we go.
And my son James is 18 years old. He never watches TV, but he's been following Logan Paul for 10 years
Of course.
on YouTube. That was the first time I saw that kid smile in 3 months when he watched that video. And now he's back in school. He got into 4 colleges. He made a decision of where he wants to go. And he's going skiing with his friends. I mean, his life is like back to normal, and I couldn't be more proud. And Kevin did that. I mean, I did it too.
You
but
did
Kevin,
it too.
but
and James did it too.
yes,
But so Sarge, so you called me and said James is hurting. He needs some help. So I made a video, and he told me he was still struggling. So I texted Logan. I was like, "Look, Log, a friend of mine's son is really battling severe darkness and suicidal thoughts. He needs your help. Would you do me a solid? I'm not going to ask this for you any more time. Would you do me one solid?
Wow.
And make a video for this kid.
Wow.
His name is James. Say it to him directly, and help him. He'll listen to you. He appreciates. He really loves you." Logan, I think it was literally within 4 minutes, texted me the video.
oh my God, unbelievable.
And he was like, "I got you, Kev." And I text with Logan every day. He's the executive producer of our film, Death Bridge. He's the reason we can make that film. And what people don't know about Logan, which he keeps very quiet, is that he has helped so many organizations with huge amounts of money. I mean, he single-handedly saved, at the time when one of the Lifeline centers was going belly up, he saved them.
Wow.
He's a very giving man. He has a persona online which so many people don't like, but I fucking love the guy.
Yeah.
Because he's real, he's honest, he tells you like it is, and he really loves helping people.
Yeah, I mean, that was a life-changing moment, and now my son is still struggling, I mean, but he's living a normal life.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're going up on 54 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think we wrap this up right here.
Yep.
I want to just say thank you for sharing everything you shared. Thank you for being vulnerable with Devin and the pain you're going through, brother, Matt, everything you're going through, everything we've been going through. To everybody listening, viewing, and subscribing to the HINESIGHTS Podcast, whatever pain ails you, whatever thing you're battling, whatever struggle you're having, keep going. The answer is not suicide, it's the problem. Your life has value, your life has meaning. You are meant to be here until your natural end. Never, ever, ever to die by your hands. And if nobody else says it today, we love you and we want you to stay. On 3, guys, we love you. 1, 2, 3.
We love you.
And we want you to stay. Be here tomorrow and every damn day after that. And oh yeah, you better subscribe to the HINESIGHTS Podcast. See ya.